Well, new evidence today that it isn't easy being Donald Trump's number two. Given a huge opening to endorse J.D. Vance as his successor, Trump didn't take it.
Do you view Vice President J.D. Vance as your successor, the Republican nominee in 2028?
No, but he's very capable. I mean, I don't think that I think you have a lot of very capable people. So far, I think he's doing a fantastic job. It's too early. We're just starting.
But by the time you get to the midterms, he's going to be looking for an endorsement.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that this has been the greatest opening, almost 3 weeks, in the history of the presidency.
Former Congressman David Jolly is back with me. That no was definitive and fast.
Ouch.
What do you think about that?
Ouch. J.D. Vance has been condemned by Donald Trump and the Pope in a period of about 48 hours. Look, I think Donald Trump is a lame duck president. He may have just made J.D. Vance a lame duck vice president. Part of this is Donald Trump is ultimately transactional. So he's not going to just give his endorsement to his vice president if he's not getting something in return. But I actually think there's something a little bigger here, which is the notion that a Trump family member may run, Donald Jr., for instance, is probably still in play. I mean, look, it is not unusual to see some type of aristocracy in U.S. politics. For 36 years, every one of our presidential elections either had a Bush, a Clinton, or an Obama. If you throw in Trump, that's 44 years with only 4 names. The notion that some part of lineage of Donald Trump may be running for president is real. They're floating names right now for the governor's run in Florida in 2026. So, look, J.D. Vance is about to learn, if he hasn't already, that loyalty in a Donald Trump relationship is a one-way street, and the whole world just saw Donald Trump throw his vice president to the curb.
Well, we also know that he's kind of dropped hints. Maybe a third term is possible. Maggie Haberman in the Times wrote this about those comments. In private, Mr. Trump has told advisors that it is just one of his myriad diversions to grab attention and aggravate Democrats, according to people familiar with his comments when he says something about a third term. The third term gambit could also serve another purpose, political observers noted, keeping congressional Republicans in line as Mr. Trump pushes a maximalist version of executive authority with the clock ticking on his time in office. Does that sound plausible?
I don't think Donald Trump is ever joking. It's true with Panama Canal. It's true with Gaza. It's true with Greenland. It's true with everything he does. We spoke in the last segment about a constitutional crisis. If Donald Trump thinks he will ascend to a third term, we've moved from a constitutional crisis to a constitutional collapse. Truly. Get your passports ready. Because if that is what Donald Trump thinks he is capable of doing, and if the courts were to suggest that somehow that is a valid option for this president, and if Republicans in Congress suggest it as well, it's the end of the constitutional democracy that we currently appreciate and have. I don't think it's a joke that Donald Trump entertains those ideas. I think what he does is he plants the seed, knowing he has a runway, in this case, of about 4 years to build the case, and let's see what happens. That's what he does. He throws out this wild idea, he tries to mainstream it, and then let's see how it develops. It is a constitutional collapse if Donald Trump and the courts and Republicans suggest he's eligible for a third term.
Even if he doesn't. Do you think that the Trump name is transferable? Do you think that if he wants to anoint another member of his family, it works that way? Or is the Trump love, the MAGA love, very specific?
That's a great question. The MAGA movement is not transferable. We've never seen a case study where it's transferable to another candidate. I think that's what J.D. Vance is about to realize. But is a Trump Jr.? Look, we saw it with the Bushes. We saw it largely with the Clintons, and who knows with Donald Trump. It is not historically anomalous to suggest that there's some transferability within the family. Look, I think there are a lot of dangers to that, but the notion that a Trump Jr. could run instead of a Vance is very real.